had a life most would kill him with. He had a wife and a little kid, but he had a real bad habit, and he would pay the greatest price just to feel a hit. Drug addiction was his downfall. His wife wished he was around more, not just for her but for their daughter too. But the storm was brewing for a downpour. He was always coming home late. His wife knew not to make a complaint. Last time he beat her till she couldn't stand, collapsing from the pressure of her own weight. First she thought that he'd found another prize, some younger girl that let him squeeze between the thighs. But it didn't take her long to realize the darker truth, as needle marks screamed surprise. On that day, she waited till he left for work. Once her bags were packed, the baby was her next concern. Cradling their child, while whispering some gentle words, she walked out of the door and thought, time to let him burn. In my mind is fucking war, agonizing to the core, the deepest pain that I have ever known. I can't take it anymore, so I'm walking out the door, and I won't be here when you get back home. She had a tendency to drink a few. There was a certain state she liked to sink into. It was her way to take away the pain, 'cause it was all that she could think to do. Her daughter was a sour soul, a girl whose life was spiraling out of control. In part she blamed her mother for poor parenting, but mainly blamed her mother's love of alcohol. So she was always struggling, and all the while wondering, had this been why her father left them both alone? This broken home would soon be crumbling. At certain times she liked to sneak inside her mother's room, just to snoop around in the hope of finding clues. Once she found a letter from a man that pled for mercy, and that was the moment that she finally knew. On that day, while her mum was at the local bar, she decided that she had let it go too far. So she found the drive to finally make a change, as she packed her bags and then stole the car. In my mind it's fucking war, agonizing to the core, the deepest pain that I have ever known. I can't take it anymore, so I'm walking out the door, and I won't be here when you get back home. They were a vision of the perfect couple that always seemed to make it through the worst of struggles. Their story was just like a fairy tale about a guy who saved a girl from a world of trouble. She'd nearly given up hope. If not for him, she would be swinging by a rope. But she had these secrets that she hid away, and for this, suspicions were to grow. He'd always thought they were monogamous. He realized this theory was preposterous. There were just too many signs, and her lies became quite obvious. See, she had never really known love. Must have been the way that she had grown up. But she liked to meet with other guys, till one day her whole life was blown up. On that day she had left her man at home, and he had noticed that she had left her phone. And after he'd seen all the messages, he grabbed his gun and left a note. In my mind it's fucking war, agonizing to the core, the deepest pain that I have ever known. I can't take it anymore, so I'm walking out the door, and I won't be here when you get back home. 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 Get back home.